Hi, welcome to Strength Reversed. It's Amy. Thank you so much for joining me today. School's finally over, but I have been completely out of it because from the very end of the school year, I have been sick. And so I spent that whole first weekend in bed. I was exhausted and I've had a cough and not many other symptoms, but it's been over a week and only just yesterday have I felt motivated to do much of anything. And I have a pretty busy summer, so that first week being out of commission kind of sucked, but I am back and I am here with another Top Tarot Trumps, number 9. It is the Hermit. And here is the Hermit in the Robin Wood. I really like the Hermit because it just feels like I don't know if it's familiar, but it feels reassuring. It's just a card that I like because I feel like my natural state is just alone and able to hear myself think and able to connect and mull things over. And this is, I guess if you're an introvert and you like recharging when you're alone, this card might speak to you more than being an extrovert. If you're really extroverted, you might find this a little bit stressful. But this is the Robin Wood. I really like how the Hermit's lantern, the light goes in all directions and really illuminates his path. On many Hermit cards, there is a wise old man carrying a lantern. And this inner wisdom, I think, is a little bit different than the High Priestess inner wisdom, where the High Priestess is connecting to your intuition, more feminine aspects, more receptive energy. But this is a very intentional an intentional turning inward. And if we look at the 8 of Cups, we might see the beginning of this journey, or that decision that sometimes it's difficult to make to start on this inward journey of exploration. And, sometimes we have to do this at various points in our lives, really get right with ourselves, with what we need. And this person in the card, I don't really care if it's like a wise old man or it has to be a wise person that's shown in the card. I really like to see someone with some life experience in the Hermit card, because this is what this person is connecting with, their wisdom, the wisdom of that comes with their age and living, but also shining that lantern into all the nooks and crannies, and sometimes in the places that are uncomfortable to see. Sometimes we like to leave certain things in the dark, but it takes a lot of courage to shine the light sometimes. So I do like to see some sort of light source in the Hermit. We have a couple more wise old man with a lantern sort of cards. This is the Hermit from the Pulp Tarot, and you can see he's on the mountain. And the Hermit has always reminded me of just go up to the mountain and find yourself. Sometimes you have to get away, or you need maybe distance from a person or a situation in order to really get clear with what you need, what you want, what you know, and what your boundaries are. And I like this one because it's especially, reminiscent of the 8 of Cups, where there are those mountains or maybe difficulties in the distance, and the Hermit is ready to conquer them. This is the Mott Tarot, and it's just a pretty version. I like that the light is coming out of the lantern. And there are some other versions of the Hermit that I really like. This is the Santa Muerte Tarot, and I like this connection to the idea of someone who is very wise, kind of taking a journey, an inner journey. And I'll come back to this one. This is the Mystical Moments, and she is sitting on a lighthouse. And I like the solitude here. I like that she's alone. I like the references to water, but she's on this lighthouse and she has a good vantage point. She's able to see in all directions and is maybe a little removed from the situation, but still probably in a place that she likes. And then we have the Light Seers. I love the steps here. We see steps in the Light Seers on the Hierophant card too, but you see this person, their lantern is here, and they're just, where's the lantern? Right here. And they're just sitting alone. And it could be anyone who's maybe, you know, I'm going to go away just for myself. I'm going to go to the beach for the weekend, or I'm just going to, you know, take a long walk, or be alone with my thoughts. I really like that card. Just sitting in a place where you know you're going to get some wisdom. This is the Star Trek The Next Generation Tarot, and this is Soon. What's his first name? Anyway, this is the guy who lived a hermit life and he was able to create great things. This is Data's father, so to speak. So he created Data and Data's evil brother, but he was only able to do that because he withdrew and he wanted to create Data as, I guess, kind of a son for himself or companion. So anyway, but this, back to this Santa Muerte card, the idea of some sort of wise person who is dying a symbolic death, but intentionally. I really like depictions of the Hermit card as the shaman, and I have this in a couple different decks. This is the Sacred Circle Tarot. It's kind of a Celtic-y pagan tarot, and number 9 is the shaman, and he's a younger shaman, which is fine, but this is someone, it's different than the magician who is using all of the tools at his disposal. This is someone who's it's almost putting into practice, the magician, all of his tools plus that intuitive energy, but he's almost learned how to manipulate both of those things to really get wisdom for day-to-day life. And a lot of shaman will wrap themselves up, or they will blindfold themselves, or they will go into another realm, and they are trained how to do that, and they are able to do that in order to connect with other parts of themselves, sometimes with shadow aspects, in order to retrieve wisdom and retrieve other parts of themselves, either for themselves or for others. So I really like that vibe as a hermit. The other card that I like, Tarot of the Weird, we have the Hermit is seen as card number 5. There is no Hierophant in this deck. And number 9 is the Shaman, which I really like. I just really like that energy as the Hermit, because it is, in order to be a shaman, or, you know, even in any tradition of shamanism all over the world, in order to be a shaman, usually you have to heal yourself first. And you have to kind of go through a dark night of the soul yourself first, and then you can help other people who maybe need help. So that is my favorite depiction of the Hermit. It's a card that I really like. I think it's a card that a lot of people don't talk about, but I really do love that card. I think it's one of my favorites. And anyway, so this was a quick little video, and I will see you soon. Bye.